What's up, y'all? Alright, so it's the end of another extremely long week of my neck of the woods. How are y'all doing out there? I don't see anybody on yet. I'll give it a few minutes before I start running my mouth. It's another fine episode of Let's Hear Jim Bitch and Complain. Or what will Jim say next? Yeah, that. Yeah, what a day. Hope I get some of my subscribers in there today. It'd be nice to see some people on. It was kind of late in the day, though. There we got a traffic jam. What's going on here? And I'd hate to be going in that direction for sure. Yeah. All the traffic's over here on the service road now. Damn it. This means it's going to take me a while to get home today. Well, that's all right. It's Friday. I don't mind. I'm going to go home and put my week to rest. Stupid people. I know why people want to drive like maniacs. Hello, Ashley. How you doing? Just getting off of work, as if you can't tell already. It's been a long day, baby. Long week. I managed to squeeze in 49 hours this week. So I'll go overtime next week. That'll look good on my check. And then, God help me, I can work another 50 to 56 hours next week. Get me some more overtime so I can pay my mortgage. Yay. Because I just live to do that, you know. How are you today? Did you get any rain over there on your neck of the woods? Sorry about the long sigh of relief, but it's been a really long day. These people, they can't go without, like loading me up with a bunch of crap, on a Friday. I stayed caught up all week. You erased your message, why? Anyway, hello viewer, new viewer coming in. What's happening? God, my hair's atrocious today. I'm okay, no sir, rain, yeah. We had some rain last night. Of course, I went to that concert last night. It was some chick named Graylin James Rue, R-U-E. Hey, Ashley, you like Avril Lavigne, you'll love this girl. Write this down. Well, I did a video last night of this chick, Graylin, G-R-E-Y-L-I-N, James, James Rue, R-U-E. You'll love this girl. She reminds me a lot of Avril Lavigne. She also reminds me a lot of Alanis Morissette. She was pretty good. She only did like 3 or 4 songs. As we were coming in, I had to stop at the merch stand to get me a t-shirt. And we were going in to the venue, and they had already started. So this chick was singing. She's pretty good. And then we saw, who was it? Forget the second band's name. It wasn't 3 Days Grace. And it wasn't Seven Mary 3. It was something else. I can never remember their name. Give me a few minutes. I'll figure it out. But anyway, so they probably played 7 or 8 songs, and then Live came on and played. Live freaking just blew everybody away as far as I'm concerned. Well, I don't know, because Collective Soul was really good. There were 4 bands. It was a really good show. Anyway, I posted one video from each band on my YouTube yesterday. They've gotten quite a few views. But Live was really good. Live was one of those bucket bands that I'd always wanted to see back in the 90s. But unfortunately, I was in a position to where I really couldn't, go see any concerts or anything because my ex-wife kept me broke, so I never had an opportunity to, go out and do things like that. I did manage to go see Iron Maiden one time, but, I had to borrow the money from my boss to do that. My boss at that time, anyway. Yeah, it was a pretty good show, Then Collective Soul played last. Now, they didn't do any encores, and I was kind of surprised at that because, they were supposed to be the headline band. Live did 3 songs as encores. They ended up with that, was it Lightning Strikes, I think is the name of the song. It was one of the songs off of that album, Throwing Copper, which is that was probably their best album as far as I'm concerned anyway. I like that one a whole lot. I've got it on CD. I'm gonna have to get it on vinyl now because that'll be a collector's thing one day, I'm sure. That Live album called Throwing Copper. And then, like, when we got there, we were worried about the forecast because there was some talk that it might rain in the area, and actually it did start raining lightly, and then it got a little heavier, and then when it started pouring, there were seats that were available. There wasn't a lot of people there last night. They didn't have the lawn open for this show. Because I guess they were expecting the rain too, so they didn't have any lawn seats available at all. But there was only I want to say there was probably only about 4,000 people there last night. It wasn't a real big crowd, of course, then again, it was on a Thursday night. Who wants to go to a concert during the week? The only reason I went was because Dee wanted to go, and Collective Soul is one of those bands that she likes a lot. And she, it was one of her bucket list bands as well. So, she was really happy to go. And it was really good to see her have a good time. You know what I mean? I enjoyed it a whole lot. I know. Hey, listen, but anyway, so when it started raining pretty steady and pretty hard, we moved up underneath of the platform, because the seats that we had were like 3 rows back from the shelter. So we started walking down towards the stage, and we managed to find some seats that were about 5 or 6 rows in, underneath of the edge of the structure. And then it started raining even harder. And then the wind started blowing, so it was like raining sideways. And I got drenched. We all did. Everybody that was sitting, right at the edge, to like 8 rows in, we're all just getting saturated with water. Tell Anthony to try and call me again. I guess his end didn't go through, so I hung up. Okay. I'll let him know. He's supposed to call me tomorrow. He usually does. He usually calls me on Saturdays. So I'll make sure he knows to call you or whatever. So anyway, luckily we had stopped by the merch stand and I got an extra t-shirt because the t-shirt I had on was from the Raven Black band. And that's another band you ought to check out, Ashley, is Raven Black. They're really, really good. I enjoy listening to them a whole lot. Only she's better than Avril Lavigne, as far as I'm concerned. But tell him I didn't answer. I know you didn't answer. Didn't you just tell me that? Huh. So anyway, wow, that car almost got nailed in the ass. I'm watching these cars over here in the other lanes. They're coming to a stop. Man, what the fuck is wrong with people these days? They just, jeez. Learn how to drive, people. You know what really pisses me off? I'll tell you what pisses me off is when I'm coming on, like off of the ramp, trying to merge into traffic, and some dumbass that's got plenty of room on his left-hand side will not move over and let me out into traffic. That just pisses me off to no end. Whatever happened to, courtesy and shit like that? When you drive, if you see somebody trying to get off an exit and you can get over, why not just get over and get the hell out of the way? Because when you're coming on an exit, off of an exit, you're not supposed to maintain your speed. You're supposed to accelerate so that you can get up to speed with everybody else. But if you got some asshole in a lane over here, right at the end of your on ramp or off ramp or whatever, fucking get over. Period. Common courtesy. Think about it. Common sense. Anyway, I almost ran into somebody. Well, he almost ran into me because I tried to gun it. He tried to gun it at the same time. So I merged on over, No, one that's better than half Levine. Yeah. I hear you, baby. But anyway, so yeah. Anyway. The concert. Yeah, so the concert was really good. We had a pretty good crowd of people around us. And I did shoot some videos last night. Like I said, I put them on my YouTube page. They're going to be in the shorts, my video shorts. But I did shoot one long video of live when they came out. They had some kind of like intro music. So when live came out, then they played that Riverside song or whatever it is, Down by the Riverside, or I can't remember the names of the songs, but it's listed on there as what it was. She was my and is my idol. Yeah, I know, baby. So anyway, what's the name of that other band? Jeez, I can never remember. It doesn't have any numbers in it. It has something to do with a woman. Sister Mercy, I don't know. Anyway, let me think about it a few more minutes. I'll let you know what it was. Hey, Ashley, go look at my... well, no, because if you might disconnect yourself from my live feed and not be able to find me. I was going to tell you to go check out my short videos, and the second one from last night, that was the name of the band that played. You can add, it's like orange and red is their background, like their letters. It has something to do with a woman, but it's not 3 Days Grace, and it's not Seven Mary 3. It's something else. Anyway, it's one of those bands that only had like 2 good songs in the 90s. I mean, I don't know about a whole lot of bands that had a lot of hits in the 90s. I mean, you look at your super bands like, Pearl Jam and Collective Soul, 9 Inch Nails. Some of those bands had a lot of really good songs, and their albums were really... Jane's Addiction. God, I love Jane's Addiction. I'd love to see Jane's Addiction in concert. I know that, who was it I was looking up last night? 9 Inch Nails is coming, they're on tour in 2025, but the closest that 9 Inch Nails is coming to where I am is going to be Nashville, Tennessee. So if I want to see 9 Inch Nails, I've got to go to Nashville to see them, which I don't mind going to Nashville. It's only a 5-hour drive, but, that requires me to stay up, overnight. I think they're going to be in Oklahoma City, but even Oklahoma City is 6 or 7 hours away. So I'm not really sure if I'm going to go see them or not. I'd like to. I'd really like to see 9 Inch Nails because I've always wanted to, and I've never had the opportunity. And I kind of do have an opportunity to go now, so I may just do that. Now, I'm not sure how many of you out there in video or YouTube land are familiar with G.G. Allin and the Murder Junkies. Of course, you know, Gigi Allen passed away and was like 93 or 94, somewhere in that area. So Merle Allen, who is Gigi's brother, has been, you know, touring with what's left of the Murder Junkies, you know, ever since then. And, you know, the Murder Junkies have been around, I guess, for probably 30 or 40 years, almost as long as Anti-Scene, I believe. They're going to be playing in Arnold, Missouri, at a place called 21 Bar Grill or something like that. So that's in August. So I'm probably going to go see the Murder Junkies in August. That's going to be a really good show. Do you remember that shirt that I had that had Gigi Allen and Anti-Scene on the front? And then on the back it said Murder Junkies, Violence Now. So that's the band. The Murder Junkies was that band that was on my t-shirt. So that's the band I'm probably going to go see in August. But the show for the for Nine Inch Nails, I believe that show is in September. September the 10th or 12th or something like that. I don't remember. I'll have to go look it up and make sure. I may just make arrangements to go to see them. I'm not really sure now. Hey, listen, I might lose my signal, guys and gals. What the fuck are you doing, woman? Jeez. Got some asshole over here in a little car trying to fucking ride up people's asses because she's stupid and don't know how to drive. Oh, no, that explains it. She's from fucking Connecticut. People up there drive like a bunch of fucking idiots. Including this one. Yeah, and she's got somebody that's having road rage in front of her. Jeez, what a fucking moron. I see this shit every day. You don't remember the shirt? Okay, well, that's cool. I understand. I've got another one. It's an updated version. They changed the writing. I mean, it still says Gigi Allen and Anti-Scene on the front, but on the back, the writing is different. They changed the font on the writing on the back side of it. So, but that's probably the shirt that I'll wear. Now, I have actually talked to Merle Allen via text on MySpace. You know, when MySpace was real big. I got in touch with him one time. I was supposed to go see them in Charlotte, and I don't remember why I didn't go. This was probably 97 or 98, I believe, is when they played a show in Charlotte, and I was going to go, but just didn't. My signal might go in and out here in a minute, guys, so just bear with me. It usually does through this area. I'm not sure why, but it does from time to time. But just hang in there. It'll respawn and bring me back in. So anyway, man, what was the name of that other band? It's got something to do with a woman. There's no women in the band. I don't remember. Anyway, so yeah, the show was really good last night. And you know, Collective Soul actually played more songs that I knew and had heard than Live did. You know, they played some new stuff. Oh, excuse me. Woo. Working class, you know. They actually played, Collective Soul I'm talking about now, played a lot more songs than I knew, and there were actually a couple of songs that they did that I can't remember the names of them, but I thought they were other bands, you know, because a lot of those 90s bands all sounded the same, you know, other than, I mean, like the music itself, not so much the vocals or whatever, but, you know, they all had that, a lot of them had that same sound, like that grunge sound in the 90s. It's like there was one song that they did that I thought that Bush did. You guys know who Bush is from the 90s, the Bush band. I thought the Bush did that song, and it was actually Collective Soul. I had no idea. But like I said, live was really good. They played a lot of the songs that I did recognize, Lightning Strikes and When the Dolphins Cry. They played Shittown and a bunch more. Good, and I enjoyed that show. And I actually bought one of their T-shirts. You know, T-shirts have stayed pretty much the same as far as price-wise go. You don't remember? Okay, I remember. That's another conversation we were having a minute ago. But anyway, yeah, but it was a really good show. I enjoyed it a whole lot. I know I've said that 2 or 3 times, but I'm searching my brain, my calculation in my brain to find out what that other band was. Well, like I said, if you go look at my short videos, that band is in my short videos. But anyway, so the rain finally did stop, but it got really humid, and I ended up changing shirts. You know, like I said, I had on a Raven Black T-shirt for a concert that I went to a couple of years ago down in Springfield, Missouri, and I had that shirt on. It's like one of my favorite shirts now, and it was soaked, like the whole back of it. It was almost like my front was dry and my back was soaked, saturated. My hair was all messy. It was horrible for a minute or two, anyway. But I did end up, you know, changing shirts, and then I wiped I had to wipe the seat off. We were standing up when it was raining, and I ended up having to wipe the seat down before I was able to sit down on it. And then I don't know why Collective Soul didn't play like an encore or 2. That really, excuse me. You know, you would think that with Collective Soul being as popular as they are, first of all, there would have been more people there. But like I said, you know, it's a Thursday night concert. I don't know what that is, baby. What is that? I don't remember. Okay, what is that? What is that icon? I don't recognize that. I got my sunglasses on. I can't see it real good. Anyway, but Live played second, and it seemed like their set was longer. They played like an hour and a half or something like that. And but Live did 3 songs on an encore, and then like it took Collective Soul a long time to get off the stage. You know, once they had said goodnight, they, you know, God bless America and God bless us, and thank you so much for, you know, attending the show and blah blah blah. And it seemed like it took them forever to get off the stage. And you would think that, you know, as popular and as big as Collective Soul was, they would have done at least one encore. They didn't do any, you know, so I was kind of shocked about that. They did put on a pretty good show. You know, it's amazing that those guys, you know, like the guys in Live have been around, I think the guy said 30 years. You know, they got a new album out, or it's coming out. I don't remember what he said exactly, but he was saying something about being around for, you know, 30 years, because he was talking about, you know, they were going to jump back and forth between new stuff and old stuff. And it seemed like to me they played more old stuff than they did the new. But, you know, that's what bands do sometimes. They play a lot of the newer stuff or the older stuff and make you anticipate, you know, what's going to be on the new album. The couple of tracks that they did play off the new album were pretty good, so I may end up having to buy that CD, but the CDs are a lot cheaper than vinyl right now. I don't, you know, vinyl's making a comeback, and excuse me, I like my records, you know what I mean? And with vinyl, I was looking at the Throwing Copper vinyl last night from a company called Movie Mars or Music Mars, no, Movie Mars, and it's a company out of Indian Trail, North Carolina. I've ordered for them quite a few times. They get a lot of stuff that you can't find anywhere else, but it's hella expensive though. So the live album, Throwing Copper, I looked it up last night. It's like $61. And of course, there are 2 albums in it. It's a dual album, but geez, $60. Of course, I can't really complain too much because that's relatively cheap for some of the albums that I've seen, sold on like, Facebook and eBay and stuff like that, But it was a good time anyway. You guys hold on a second. I'm like, we're having, the better it is, the better it tastes. All right, Mountain Dew. I hope you guys don't give me a copyright infringement thing. Like there was a company called, I was trying to put a short video last night of Collective Soul on, and it got tagged almost immediately by some company called Heavy. I don't know who Heavy is. I don't know if that's like a production company or a record label or who it is, but they put a copyright thing and like woed my freaking video almost as soon as I put it up. It was like, nope, you can't do that. And I hate that, I really hate is that these videos, well, they said that they blocked it because it was longer than a minute. So that tells me that, for like most music, you're good for 1 minute. And then after that, they start looking at you, with that raised eyebrow, like, hey dude, what are you doing? You know what I mean? So, I think the video was like 1 minute and 9 seconds long. Anyway, it's got over 800 views today. I've got another few videos that I took last night or shot last night that I'm gonna probably put on this evening. So you guys and girls and wild ones of all ages, you keep your eyes and ears open because it's more live videos than anybody else. I think I did like 5 or 6 videos of live, but like I said, they're little 1 minute excerpts or shorts, as you like to call them. And then I got like maybe 2 or 3 of Collective Soul. I only did one video of Graylin. Graylin James Rue. I only did one video of her band. And then the other band, I think I did, I don't know, I think I just shot pictures of them. I don't think that, hello, Russia, what's happening? What is your name? Let me put, I don't know if I'm going to be able to read your name or not. I can't translate that to English, but it looks like Enhir. Is that right? I'm sorry. I don't speak Russian, and I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong, but hello, Russia. It's nice to have somebody in here from Russia for a change. I dig you guys pretty good, I don't know how you feel about the politics of what's going on over there right now with all the war and everything about. Oh, it's Eugene. Okay, hello, Eugene. Good to see you in there. I don't know how you feel about the politics of what's going on over there, but I'm gonna let you know right now, I'm on Russia's side. You guys are all right in my book. Okay, that's all I need to say about that. Hey, Eugene, I try to stay away from politics and things like that, but I just felt like I needed to say that, I wish you a good day too, sir. Stop in any time. I'm generally on around this same time of the day. What time is it where you're at? Is it like 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, or something like that in Russia right now? I'm not sure. I know that England is like 6 hours ahead of me, So in England right now, it's let's see, it's 11 o'clock at night. Aren't you guys a little ahead, more ahead than that? 1:10 p.m. What day is that? Because it's Friday here. What is it? Saturday where you're at? I know that it's really weird the way that the world works. You know, you got these different times and things like that, and you know, you could be talking like in your country in one day, and then it's Saturday. Okay, all right, that's cool. Well, I hope you're having a good Saturday. Is it cold up? What is it? Winter time over there? Or is it summers or winter where you're at? I'm sorry, I'm geographically challenged. Keep my eyes on the road. I do keep my eyes on the road, Mrs. I'm sorry, Mrs. I was reading Mr. You wrote me Mr. And hey, you know, Ashley's on here too, somewhere, I think. Let's see, I got two people. I got a guy from Russia right now. Hey, Ashley. Dee's here. There was a guy in here named Eugene from Russia just a minute ago. I was talking to him. I was trying to find out. Your English is very poor, but you can understand me. Okay, that's cool. Well, it's nice that you're at least, you know, partially bilingual, you know, and it's nice to be able to understand. And that's the problem a lot of times, you know, with like when people come into our country, and I'm sure it's the same way with you, you know, there's that language barrier. And, you know, I had opportunities to learn foreign languages, you know, like in high school, junior high and high school, but I chose not to do it. I could have taken French, au revoir, whatever that means, or I could have taken Spanish, buenos dias, and that's about all I know of foreign languages. Well, I know some cuss words in Spanish, but I don't know if I'm allowed to say those words here. I learned those from some of the guys. I used to work on construction sites, you know, when I was younger, and I did learn some foul language from some of the guys there. I learned how to tell a Mexican woman that she's pretty, but they spell it different than we do, and it's not pronounced pretty either. It's something else. Muy bonita is what they say. If you're saying you are very beautiful, it's tus eres muy bonita, or something like that. You have to roll the R's, you know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, I know you know some French, D, in more ways than one. Did I say I wasn't supposed to say that? I'm sorry. I'm just having fun. Cock means rooster in French, yeah, right. But hey, Ashley, watch your fingers. You need to go wash your fingers off with soap. Oh boy, it's been a long day, guys and girls. It has. Where'd Eugene go? My buddy Eugene from Russia. Is he still in there? That was pretty cool that somebody from Russia came in to say hello. And I think he's actually in Russia. That's what makes it even more interesting. That was pretty cool. Was he from Moscow? I didn't catch exactly where he was from, but I did see he was from Russia somewhere. Well, that's pretty cool. I told him that I was on his side. I didn't know what his politics was, and don't really care. You know, but I wanted to let him know that I'm on Russia's side. That's all that I needed to say about that. Because, you know, I try to stay away from the politics and the religion. Keep that shit off my channel. I might blurt out something every now and then, just being a smart ass, you know, if I've got some prick in here that wants to, you know, play keyboard warrior or troll me. I get those in here too, the trolls. I really like it when the trolls come in here, because I tell you what, I blast those guys. I had a troll come in on Facebook today, and he was having a debate with me about something, and he asked me if I was getting mad, and I was like, I was like, who, me? No, I'm not getting mad. I'm just trying to give you some Crayolas because 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 your colored pencils aren't compatible with the paper that your dot to dot is pressed on. I crack myself up sometimes, and I don't even know where I come up with this shit. I really. How are you not falling asleep right now? Oh, because this. Look at there. There's their second plug for the day. There you go, Mountain Dew. Yeah, facts. But anyway, yeah, I am pretty tired. But anyway, I'll be home in just like a minute and a half. I'm right around the corner. We had a long night. Yes, we did have a long night. But luckily for us, there wasn't a lot of traffic. You know, when we left the venue, we were able to get home in a pretty decent amount of time. But you know, then I had to come home and pack my lunch and all that good stuff. So I was up later than I wanted to be. And of course, you know, I had to get up at freaking 4:45 this morning. But anyway, I'm at home now. Oh, all right, guys. Well, guys, girls, whoever else is there, I'm going to take off. I'm home. I'll see you in a minute, D. Ashley, have a good evening, babe. I'll talk to you again soon. Eugene, I see I got 3 viewers out. Who's my third viewer? I got D and Ashley. Who's my third viewer? I see I got 3 likes on my page today. Chili cheddar burgers. That sounds wonderful. That's because we need to eat that chili. Do we need cheese? Do I need to go to Eugene? Yeah, Eugene was the other guy. Is he still there? Anyway, do I need to go to the store to get some from cheese, or do we have some? We got, okay. All right, Ashley, love you too. Hey, Eugene, take it easy, buddy. We'll talk to you again soon. Hey, if you don't mind, hit the like button, and either up at the bottom or down at the bottom. I can't, or up at the top or bottom. I can't remember how it's set up, but if you haven't subscribed, please do. That would be really cool. I have a new subscriber from Russia. Mother Russia. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. All right, guys and gals, time for me to go. If you want a shout out, get it now, or forever hold your mouth or your fingers or whatever you're doing, using something like that. All right. Y'all have a good one. Take it easy. Peace. We'll see you later.